Good morning, this is Steve with my hiking buddy Geno.
Good morning.
And as you saw from the sign, we're in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness this morning, heading up to Talapus and Olallie Lakes, one of our favorite early summer hiking destinations. We're going to be real interested today. The last trip report from last weekend indicated the snow is all gone from the trail up to Talapus. But up to Olallie, we're going to hit snow, and then Olallie Lake was still covered with quite a bit of snow and ice, at least as of last weekend. We had a real warm day yesterday, so we'll see how the melt has proceeded. One car in the parking lot when we started out at 6 a.m., very mild, mid-50s, dry, and we're looking forward to this one, so I hope you are too. Thanks for hiking with us. We'll check in up the line. This is where Talapus and Olallie creeks come together. Panning to my left, this is Talapus Creek. The lake is up above us to the left. Olallie Creek is coming down that far hillside there, and they converge right here. And it is really flowing this morning. We kind of expected this, but we're about 10 minutes out from the first lake, Talapus, so we'll check in up there at the shoreline. There's the bridge over Talapus Creek. As Geno saw right after I stopped filming, there's quite a bit of snow here off on the sides. Not on the trail, but we're going to hit a bit of snow, I think, this morning. So I'll take you with me as we cross the bridge. And as usual, this is a very muddy trail early in the year. Our favorite bridge in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness over Talapus Creek. And as you can see, my eagle-eyed friend was correct. Boy, there's quite a bit of snow up here still. Little pockets of it here and there. Good eyes, Geno, as usual. Okay, I'm going to put the camera away and we'll check in up at Talapus Lake.
Starting to drizzle.
And we've made it to Talapus Lake. It's about 6:45, so 45 minutes from the trailhead. A little bit of mist and drizzle coming down, and the lake is glass smooth. And maybe I should channel my inner Jim Nantz voice like I'm at the Masters. Hello, friends. The spectacular setting at Talalpus Lake. Majestic. We can hear water flowing at the far end of the lake. Can't see it. But boy, it's really socked in up here. And as Geno said, there's not a ripple on that lake. So anyway, from here we got to go up to Olallie Lake. A little bit of elevation gain, a little bit further mileage-wise. And based on the snow we've seen here, I think we're going to have some snow to traipse through, Geno.
Yep.
So going to put the camera away for a bit, and we'll check in along the way, hopefully. If it's not too slippery, I'll give you an update, and then obviously we'll check in up at Olallie Lake. So stand by for more filming. So Geno and I are pleasantly surprised. You climb out of Talapus Lake on a series of switchbacks and come to a long traverse to, I think, Geno, this is kind of northwest.
Yeah.
And we expected snow, and the whole thing, other than the initial 10 yards, is snow-free and bone dry. Like Geno said, it's a pleasant surprise. And then we make a turn here and start heading east towards the lake. And as far as I could see up here, there's no snow. I know we're going to run into snow, though, but after running into that little bit down below, Geno, I'm very happy about this.
Yeah, they'll make up for it in the lake basin.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, we're taking a short break here, and then we make the final push up to Olallie Lake. We'll check in up that way. So we've reached the intersection with the Pratt Lake Trail. We're about, a third of a mile from Olallie Lake. You can see the conditions have changed. Trail's still snow-free, but a lot of snow in the surrounding areas, and a lot of ground fog here. It's real misty and foggy. We do have a little bit of drizzle. This is the trail to Pratt Lake. we've come from over here, and I'm just doing a 360. We're heading up this way. As you can see, it's real muddy. But I was telling Jeno, I checked my records. We did this hike about a year ago at this time, and it was snow-free up into a point right up ahead of us where we hit a bit of snow on the trail, which I think we're going to do again today. I think the big difference between this year and last year, I'm going to be curious, like I said, to see Olallie Lake, because last week it was pretty covered with ice, and when we did this last year it was ice and snow-free. So, going to put the camera away to keep my footing, and we'll check in up at Olallie Lake in a few minutes. And we've made it to Olallie Lakes. As you can see, a layer of ice still melting here around the edges, but quite a bit of ice and snow on the far shore. From where I last filmed, just patches of snow. I think there was more snow last year, but a few slips and slides, but we made it down here, which is a good thing. Pratt Mountain is up there, and it is just socked in this morning. So, okay, we're going to do our usual break here, get a snack, some water, and we'll check in before we head back down. But a nice morning here in the Cascades. We'll check in a bit. I was commenting to Jeno that the outlet of Olallie Lake is over here to the right, and that's where it seems like most of the melt has occurred. So we're supposed to get, after today, a string of 80+ degree days, and this ice does not look that thick. And the far end of the lake is also melting a bit, so I'm going to guess that by next week most of this is going to be gone. What's real interesting was while we were taking a break, I looked up on the ridge up toward Pratt Mountain, and there's still quite a bit of snow up there. You can kind of see it through the fog and haze this morning and low clouds, but quite a bit of snow up on those upper hills. But yeah, a little different than last year. The snow, I would say, Jeno, was about the same coming up here and approaching the lake, but last year we had a snow and ice-free lake, unlike today. So. And the ever-present jet traffic over the Alpine Lakes Wilderness. We got one flying over us right now. So, okay, we're gonna finish up our break and start the trek back down to Talapus Lake. We've got a little bit of snow to traverse, but like I said earlier, pleasantly surprised at how little there is on the trail. We'll check in a couple times on the way down. We're on the trail between Olallie and Talapus Lakes. No slips and falls in the snow coming out of Olallie, and like I said earlier, you could see this trail is really nice and dry. No snow anywhere. Hey, I wanted to bring you an update here. A few of you have reached out to me and said, what happened to your buddy Chris? And our good friend, he's taking a break from hiking. He tweaked his knee this spring on one of our hikes, and I think the hiking, we hike a lot year-round, and I think the hiking kind of aggravated it, and so he's taking a rest break. Chris, hope you're doing well, and we're hopeful that at some point this summer he'll be back out here with us so the three amigos can ride again. So anyway, that's what he's up to. Keep in touch with him. He's keeping busy, just not hiking. Anyway, we'll check in down at Talapus Lake. A little bit of skunk cabbage popping out. So as we head to the bridge over Talapus Creek, a little bit of snow here. Quick update. So there was a car in the parking lot when we started, and we didn't see anybody, and we were coming down here, and off the trail to the left of Talapus Lake, Jeno said, hey, look, and there were a couple of guys camped, a tent, and one guy was sleeping in his hammock. The other guy was out of the tent and just kind of sitting there watching us, and didn't say anything. They weren't cooking breakfast, so we couldn't barge in and ask what was for breakfast, but yeah, Eagle-Eyed Jeno, we didn't see him on the way up, and I think it was because we were heading down, and they were kind of even with where we dropped down to Talapus Lake. But so we think those are the two guys that belong to the car that we saw in the parking lot. So here's the bridge. Talapus Creek making its way down to where it converges with Olallie. We're going this way through the mud. We'll check in 1 or 2 more times on the way back to the car. No hikers on the trail except us, other than we just saw the 2 campers. Hey, this is Steve checking in one final time as we hike down to the trailhead through the fog. So since we last checked in, we've run into 3 hikers on the trail. Not too many today. Let's see, 2 young guys and a young woman by herself. The 2 young guys, this was their first trip up here, and after they had passed us, I said something to Jeno about them being rookies. And Jeno said they weren't like us.
Yeah, old grizzled hikers.
Old grizzled veterans.
That's just Steve. I'm the young, handsome one.
Anyway, like always, we're having fun up here. So next week, like we always do, we kind of talk and plan ahead. I think, especially with the warm weather we're getting coming up, we are going to head down to Mount Rainier. And depending on the weather and the conditions, if things look right, we're going to go up to Crystal Lakes. Give that one a try. It's snow-free to the lower lake, and then there's snow between the lower lake and upper lake, which is about a ½ mile, I think, Jeno. And but we think it's going to melt out quite a bit, so we're going to give that one a try. And if we go up there, stay tuned to Hiking Man Steve YouTube channel, because we will take a video. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. We did, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.